G'day, I'm Paul. So I am really excited because we are here with the all-new Ford Ranger. Now we have already sat down and shot a detailed sort of in-depth dive of the Ranger and what you can expect. So click up here to watch that once you're done with this video. But today we'll talk about the exterior. We'll have a bit of a closer look at all the design elements. Now, if you haven't done so already, please make sure you subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon so you can find out every single time we get to see these things up close and personal. But let's get started. So this colour will look familiar. We have seen the Ranger before in this colour, but I'll run you through some of the design elements down the front here. So have a look at this big, confident grille. I really like the way they've gone to town on this and given it that proper F-truck vibe. So you've got big opening here because Ford has announced that this car is going to launch with a set of 4-cylinder diesel engines and also a V6 diesel. And that's also part of that Volkswagen Maric program that was core to their requirements. 90% of Maric sales in Australia are the V6. So it was important for this to be part of the Ranger program in general, and I think it is really going to be a welcome thing. The 2-litre was never a bad thing, but having a V6 here will be really good. At the end of the presentation tonight, we also heard the sound of a petrol engine that was teased as part of the Raptor, so I think that excites me just as much. So big Ford logo up the front here. You've also got a front camera. It also appears to have a washer there on the front camera, which will mean that if you are doing some off-road driving and you get that dirty, that should really clean that up a little bit. Radar is tucked in down the bottom there. Ford's also announced that there's an ARB partnership, so we're expecting this car to launch with hundreds of ARB accessories that you can then add to the car. They'll be warranted by Ford as well. We've got recovery hooks hidden under here. Ford has called them recovery hooks, but I don't know if they're rated, and that's probably something that we'll find out a little closer to launch, but they're not much use if they're not rated, so let's hope they've gone to the effort of actually doing that. We've got our front parking sensor buried down there. In terms of the headlights, you can see that C-shaped daytime running light. This is common to some of the other Ford models we've seen, such as the Maverick and also the F-Series trucks. We also now know that the car comes with matrix LED headlights in some specifications, and that'll be big in this segment because if you do a lot of country driving, a matrix LED headlight allows the car to stay with its high beam on and you don't get interference when you do have other cars coming towards you. We actually shot a video comparing some headlight technologies previously, so click up there to watch that one as well. LED fog light down the bottom here too, but let's whip around the side and have a look at the wheels. So Ford is launching Ranger with a massive stack of wheel selection, and depending on the grade that you go for, you will get a different wheel designs. This one here is a wild track, so it's got that dark sort of trim on the wheel there. I do like where they've gone with the wheel design. Some of the more sort of premium models look a little less off-road focused and a bit more premium focused, and I think that's really going to win over some buyers that perhaps weren't looking at a ute because it was just a little bit too sort of off-road focused. Up here you've got these wheel arch protectors. This has been sort of a theme that's carried across other Ranger models, so this will continue showing you which engine is fitted to the car, so that'll be stamped onto the side there. It's also functional cooling, so there are holes in there to allow the engine to breathe. Now it has a tubular design, which means you've got gaps here behind the wheel arches that allow that air to run through and keep everything nice and cool. We'll jump up the top. Up here you've got an LED indicator built into that wing mirror and then a camera there on the side for the 360 camera. You of course get your side steps here. They don't quite look like the Raptor, which has the sort of metallic finish to them. These are plastic clad, more just for getting in and out of the car as opposed to being bashed by rocks. You've got roof rails just here, shark fin aerial, but for some reason this one actually has an aerial built into there as well. And then as we come around to the rear, this is probably the bit that I'm most excited about. So down here, you've got disc brakes across the range, and that means you're going to have, I guess, just a far better and newer braking system instead of drum brakes, which are old school technology, and utes, dual cab utes were the kind of the last vehicles to actually move to this 4-wheel disc brake setup. Behind here, you've got a damper that's actually moved outboard. So this means it now sits on this side of the chassis rails. That's not only given Ford more wheel articulation for off-road driving, but given them the ability to fit more into the tray. It can now fit a Euro-sized pallet in the tray, whereas previously it couldn't because of that damper that was sort of protruding inside the tray area. So this is also going to mean improvements to ride and handling, which I guess Ranger is known for. It's one of the best in the segment there in terms of the way that it performs on road. All right, let's take a look at the back of the car. So around the back here, there are a few changes. Have a look at this stamping. So it has a lot of protrusions to it. You've got Ranger written along the back there, and then the model designation lettering. The other big change here as well is the brake light. So previously this was mounted to the back there. When you did fit canopies to this car, the brake light really couldn't be seen. So you had to fit an aftermarket brake light. Now with it integrated into that tailgate, it means that you can see when the car is slowing down, even if you do have a canopy fitted to the vehicle. If you do want to fit accessories to it though, depending on which grade you get, here with the Wild Track, you actually have these usable side sections that allow you to tie things down. But other grades have these retractable holes that allow you to plug your accessories in. This also acts as a clamp pocket as well if you do need to cut anything on the tray. There's also a little ruler gauge along the back there. But if you are getting in and out, so instead of having to get onto the tyre, there's now a side step integrated into here. This has been engineered to carry Australian-sized men, so you can jump on there if you need to get stuff out, and it's engineered to really just take all of the load that you need. Now let's talk about the interior. I think that outside of all the engine changes and the exterior, the interior is where a lot of customers, they're going to be spending all of their time. This is where they're going to appreciate the changes the most. Have a look at the size of that screen. That is huge. So it's a 12-inch vertical screen. Depending on the grade that you get, you can either get this 12-inch screen or a smaller 10-inch screen. That comes with Ford's Sync 4 system. That means you get wireless Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. You're really getting all of the features that you need within that. In addition to that, you have wireless phone charging. It has over-the-air updates, so you can update things around the car if Ford finds anything defective after the engineering process. Gone is a manual handbrake. It's now an electric handbrake system. You've also got an electronic shifter there too. So it means when you are doing parallel parking, this can go through reverse, neutral, drive, and park entirely. So you don't have to touch a thing there. The other big change to the driveline in addition to those engines is full-time four-wheel drive. So you can drive it in two-wheel drive high range, or you can just go to 4 auto, similar to the Super Select system in the Mitsubishi Triton. And that means you can just drive it on sealed or unsealed surfaces, regardless of which mode it's in. So look, I am excited about the new Ranger. I can't wait to drive it. I think what they've done here with this car is sensational, and the rest of the competitors are going to have to do a lot of stuff to catch up here. So let me know what you think in the comments section below. Are you going to be lining up for one of these? Let me know what you like and don't like. And just as a reminder, we've shot a deep dive video that goes into a little more detail. You can check that out on our YouTube channel as well. If you did enjoy this video, please make sure you like it and share it with your mates. And if you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel. But until next time, see you later.